Hey everyone, welcome to an episode of Let's Teach You Something. So here on Let's Teach You Something, we're always going to try to make you learn something that you can take back in life and be better. As you started your new company, there's probably two things that I like to say that most people don't know how to do. That's accounting and marketing. So today we're going to talk about marketing. And we're going to talk about the three things that you should think about before starting any marketing campaign. Hey everyone, this is Kristen with I.D.E.A Cleveland, and welcome to the show. And joining me today is
Anneliese Vance. I'm a mommy CEO of 2 Under 3, and I like to call myself your ROI GPS from Never Miss a Moment Consulting.
awesome. So what do you do, Anneliese?
Well, I'm a marketing consultant, so I have a 15-year background in digital marketing and ended that journey 2 years ago, coming up at the end of this month. My husband said, why don't you start that marketing company you've always talked about? And I said, okay. I did. And 2 years later, we're still going. So I help family-owned businesses maximize their ROI of their marketing so they can spend more time with their family.
So you talk about how your clients are stuck and you help them get unstuck. Why don't you explain to me what that really means?
Well, a lot of my clients come to me when they are at a point where they just don't know how to get any further. They've invested a bunch of money. It's not getting the ROI that they're wanting, and they're wanting an expert's opinion on why that is.
So as our listeners, you're starting off your new company. You might not have a lot of money to invest in marketing. So it's very critical that you really spend your money wisely. So you have three tips for us, the three things we think about before we start any marketing campaign. Why don't you share those with us today? So number one is?
Number one is to set a goal. It's what are you trying to accomplish? What is your end game? What are you trying to accomplish in a year, 5 years? It's just really beginning with the end in mind.
But when you say goal, there's many different goals out there. It could be as simple as I want to grow my LinkedIn connections. I want to grow sales. I want to generate leads. There's so many different goals that a marketing campaign can provide for you, right?
Very true. Generally, it's putting butts in the seats, is what I like to say. It's acquisitions. So that's generally what I'm tending to help people with. And that can be through anything. As far as marketing, but my specialty is really digital marketing. If you want LinkedIn, you definitely want to talk to Deanna Russo. And if you want social media and content strategy, you want to talk to my partner and collaborator, Monica Tuck, and SEO, you want to talk to Jessica Rhodes. I really help you with the strategy behind it. I've been told I'm an air traffic controller. I make sure that none of the planes hit each other and they all land in the right direction, and I'm connecting you with those people. So I'd say that's another part of what I do is I connect people.
That's awesome. So with all your different types of goals, sometimes you have to bring different people in.
Yes.
And kind of traffic them in, because there's one person can't be all things to everybody, right?
They shouldn't, Chris. They should not. When I started my company 2 years ago, Monica Tuck was my first phone call. I knew I was not an expert in social media. I knew how to sell Google ads, but my husband actually does that for me. It's really his zone of genius. And we kind of figured that out along the way, but we knew that that was something that we wanted to offer the public, and we wanted to do it differently than the bigger agencies. Excellent. And I do not know SEO like Jessica. I do not know video like you. So I'm not a do-it-yourselfer. I like to seek professional help in a positive
way. Absolutely. So how do you help your clients set their goals?
I listen to them. Most people know what they're trying to accomplish and why they're trying to accomplish it. We started our company because I wanted to be home with my daughter. And 5 months after we started my company, I conceived my son. So all of a sudden we were going to be a family of 2 under 2. And I wanted to be home. That was something since we were dating that we said we wanted to do. So that's my heart, and that tends to be the people that I work with are family first people, but it can be a revenue goal. It can be, I want to be able to pay my mortgage. It can, I want to be able to go on a trip. I guess I listen to people and tend to help them get the more intangible pieces of the goal. Robert Sainer is a business coach in my networking group, and he always teases me that I'm very clear on my family goals and not so much on the revenue. You need the revenue in order to accomplish the intangibles, but I guess I am more heart focused and mission driven in that respect. I just always have been. And so I listen to people and pull out that, because when you figure out your why behind it, it makes the what a lot easier. But as Robert says, you definitely also need the numbers.
Oh, yes.
And if you need that, I tend to refer them to him because it's not my specialty.
Awesome. All right. So now you have a goal in mind. You know what you want to accomplish. What's the next thing we should look at?
The next thing you need to look at is what's your budget, or as I like to use the word, is capacity. I think budget is very typically thought of as financial, and that's absolutely important. But as a mom of 2 under 3, I've learned that you need to figure out what's my physical capacity, what's my mental capacity, what's my emotional capacity, and really be honest with yourself, or you're going to get burnt out and you're going to regret even starting. It's owning a business, it should be an adventure, and it should be, it should be fun. You should be enjoying it. It should be a passion. And once it stops being that, it's like, what's the point? You may as well just go get a 9 to 5. So that's my thoughts on it anyway. I think that's why most of us start a company, is we had an idea and a vision of something that we thought that we could do better than other people and offer them a unique perspective. Like, you offer a video package that's very different from anyone I've talked to. And I've talked to a lot of video people in 15 years. So, and you had a reason behind wanting to do that and a passion behind that. But you also have to take care of yourself too. And I'm type AAA, so that's hard for me sometimes, but I'm learning it's really important, because I still want to be able to be a wife and have the bandwidth to be a mom and not snapping at my kids.
Absolutely. So like budget, you mentioned time and money. Let's digest both of those individually.
Okay.
So time, do you put a challenge on your clients, like, hey, you need to be working on the business at least X amount of hours per month? You need to stop working for the business and really dedicate yourself to build the business.
My goal is to help people take that time off of themselves, actually. I also can act as a fractional CMO for my clients. And so I encourage them to find the right people to help them so that they're not doing it all, and then they can be an expert in their field. Not sure if that is answered.
So basically, be comfortable hiring people to be the experts for you to make it happen. Absolutely. You can't do everything yourself.
You can, but I think you're going to be really frazzled and worn out, and I think you're going to be frustrated, and I don't think you're going to be giving your best to your family or your customers.
That's awesome. All right. So now budget is in cash, money.
Yeah.
When someone looks at the bottom line, and should they be like, hey, should I be spending less than this percentage or that percent? Like, is there any numbers out there that say like, hey, you should be investing back in the company marketing wise, a percentage of your revenue? So
that's not my expertise. That's definitely something I would refer over to like Trisha Kasner at Panoptica Financial, who, she's a CFO and helps with that kind of thing. But once they figure that out, that's when I come in. And once they have that budget that's comfortable, it can be a little bit stretching, but you should definitely have a designated marketing budget, because a lot of times people have a budget and they have a goal and they don't match. The budget isn't enough to accomplish the goal. The goal is too big for the budget, whichever way.
We've all seen those memes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's really important to know what you're starting with, because marketing should pay for itself. I say should. So once you get clients from it, our goal is to help people grow their budget from the profits of the business. That's the model that we have. And that's the model that I incorporated when I was in sales for 15 years at a big digital agency. And I grew my assignment to $2 million in 15 years using that model, but it was never a punch in the gut when they were paying their bill, because they knew that their budget was paying for it. Their marketing was paying for it. And so it wasn't coming out of their pocket.
Interesting. So when you come in and you kind of do, would we say an audit? Is that a fair word to say?
Yeah, I call it my ROI audit.
Okay. So when you come in and do that, what are some of the common red flags that you see with your clients?
Yeah, I do my ROI audit. And I come in and I look at the metrics and what's going on. So I'm looking at, well, a bunch of different words that are probably jargon to a lot of people on here. But essentially at the end of the day, I'm looking at what's the cost per conversion. Because Chris, at the end of the day, that's what matters. How many clicks you're getting doesn't matter. How many phone calls you're getting doesn't matter. It matters what is turning into a customer and creating profit for the business. So that's what I tend to look at. And a lot of customers think, well, I'm getting a lot of clicks, or I'm getting a lot of impressions, or I'm having, a lot of views. Well, that's all great for your ego, but I always heard that you can't feed your ego and your family at the same time.
The clicks and all that and the views like you talk about, I talk often with clients and they like, I want to be on TikTok. I'm like, well, you don't have the time to make a video on LinkedIn every day. How are you going to be on TikTok? So it's do you have the time, the budget of time?
Yes.
Probably not. Number two, they're like, yeah, but I can go something viral and then, everyone will know who I am. I'm like, well, you're not the Dollar Shave Club. You're not just selling to everybody in the masses. So you can't have a guy in a bear suit that really changes it. And I can go and get all the old ladies in your accounting department to dance and be ridiculous and do the floss. The whole thing can go viral, but does that equal one quality lead, one quality sale? Probably not. Viral does not mean quality leads.
No, I think it's all about consistency. I mean, that's what I've been seeing. I'm not sure how long I've been posting 5 times a week on LinkedIn, and it's been slow, consistent growth, but that's what I wanted. I mean, if I get a post that's viral, like, yay. But my goal was never that. My goal was to get those genuine connections like I got with you, to get it over to a direct message and have a conversation and either form a collaboration or find a referral partner or a customer. And I'm not worried about which one it is, but it's that genuine connection. That's actually something that Deanna taught me, and it changed the game for me. And that's just on LinkedIn specifically, but it's the same thing with Google ads or Facebook. And I just did an ROI audit for a gentleman, and I'll leave out names and industries and things, but in the last 180 days, he had 100 clicks, right? 3 conversions. Chris, 3%. He spent $2,000. That's not good.
Well, how much is each sale worth?
Well, I can't.
If it was a $10 million sale, the guy really made off.
Well, right. But it was a conversion was someone who went to his website or did a phone call. So it wasn't an acquisition.
It wasn't even an acquisition. Okay.
It might have been. I don't know. I'm all about the acquisition, like the dollars and cents of what it turned into. And with everything he's been doing, and I just looked at the last 6 months. I mean, I could have looked at the last 30 days and been like, stop doing this.
Yeah.
But it's about what he wasn't even breaking even.
Oh, wow.
And that's frustrating with the amount of money he was investing. And he's really frustrated right now. And he's not someone who particularly likes change, but they've kind of forced his hand that he has to. And had I not come in, he'd still be doing it. And he would have no clue because he was basing it off of a click-through rate.
It's interesting. I meet some people that are anti-marketers. They think everyone's a used car salesman. They're just selling them on things and all that. But number three on your list really separates the professionals from the people that are just selling you junk.
Absolutely. Yeah. And number 3, Chris, is metrics. So I said recently in a workshop that I did it's 2022. It's unacceptable to not be able to prove metrics and to prove ROI. Just with the technology that we have with, I mean, I could say something right now and my phone's going to hear me and pop an ad up. So with that kind of technology, it's just, it's unacceptable to not be able to prove that you're working. And the ones that can't prove it, they can't prove it. That's just the bottom line. And you need to fire them. You need to fire them quickly, and you need to work with somebody who can prove metrics, because the data is there. I did a post recently on a lot of people try and hold all the cards and not share it. I like to educate my customers. I like them, like we're doing today, right? I forgot exactly what it's called, but getting smarter, right? I like to have one of my customers, he's a vet. He actually coined it. Every time we meet, it's one of his getting smarter meetings. And it kind of stuck, but you should know that it's working, and you should have full confidence that what you're doing is working. So I know you work with a lot of solopreneurs and startups, and before they sign up for all those things, they need to see if there's metrics attached. And if there's not, they need to run for the hills, because it's going to be a waste of their time.
Well, this has been a great conversation. And, how can people connect with you?
Well, I'm very active on LinkedIn. So if they want to find me there, my name is right here if you want to see how to spell it. And I am doing a workshop the first Wednesday of every month at 2:45 p.m. That event is also on my profile on LinkedIn, and it's Zoom and it's free. I'll be talking about the beginning of the month, talking about those goals and capacities and things. So it'd be great to have them join.
Yeah, absolutely. Join. So that's a free webinar that you put on at the beginning of every month.
Yep. And it's a workshop. So it's not just them listening to me talk. It's interactive. They have an opportunity to network with other people and make connections there too, have a mastermind and collaborate. I don't like to listen to myself talk for 45 minutes.
Yes. So I love the whole phrase, stop selling, start helping. And you've obviously done that today in today's episode. And you got free workshop for us to join in and learn even more from you. So this is awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And thank you for watching. And make sure you subscribe so you get notifications when other episodes are released. Everyone have a great day.